10 Pre-marriage relationship tips for women. Is it okay to have a relationship before marriage to get the best out of your marital bliss? For countless women, marriage has been a cherished dream since their early years. While it undoubtedly brings excitement and significance to life, it also marks a transformative milestone. Before taking the leap, it's crucial to consider the essential preparations needed for a thriving and enduring marriage. For starters, you can note down certain experiences that will aid in your mental, emotional, and physical preparation, allowing you to confidently cross off items from your readiness checklist. Then take a step closer by exploring our curated list of 10 pre-marriage relationship tips for women. 10 pre-marriage relationship tips for women. If you are wondering what the before marriage advice is that can help you in laying a strong foundation for a healthy marriage, look no further. 1. First, learn to live alone. Seeking marriage advice for women. First, answer this question. Are you still living at home with your parents? As a piece of practical pre-marriage relationship tips for women, it might be a good idea to rent an apartment for a while or share it with a friend, just so you can experience what it feels like to be autonomous and independent. Learning to stand on your own feet is a great stride towards maturity and can help you to be prepared for marriage one day because you know firsthand what it takes to keep a household functioning on a daily basis. Also, when you do get to share a home with your spouse, you will be able to appreciate all of his input and contributions. Learning to live alone is not only beneficial in a practical sense, but also emotionally and psychologically. That's one of the important pre-marriage tips for women of modern times. If you know that you can be complete and functional by yourself, you will be more mature and ready to approach marriage from a perspective of giving rather than taking and needing. That's one of the pre-marriage tips that will hold you in good stead against many marital challenges. 2. Have your finances in order. There's nothing worse than going into marriage with a whole pile of debt, and it's also unfair on your future spouse. A bit of pre-marriage relationship tips for women here. Work at building financial compatibility and maintaining transparency in money matters. So, as a useful piece of pre-marriage counseling for women, do whatever it takes to clear all your outstanding credit, and you will feel much better for it, for yourself, and for your marriage. It is well known that finances are one of the biggest causes of friction in marriages. So make sure that your pre-marriage relationship includes some detailed conversations about money matters. Find out how your future spouse handles their money. Are they a saver or a spender? And what financial goals do they have? Pre-marriage tips for women include talking about whether you will keep separate accounts or pool all your finances, and who will pay for what once you are married. 3. Discuss your expectations for children. If you are planning to get married, one of the essential pre-marriage topics you need to cover with your future better half concerns the matter of having children. So, as a must-do in the list of pre-marriage tips for women, ask your spouse and yourself these questions. Do you both want children, and if so, how many? When would you like to start a family? When you have children, how will your relationship change? How will you go about teaching and disciplining your children? Which faith or belief system will you teach your children in your home? What kind of schools would you like your children to attend? These are some of the things which are good to think through together before you tie the knot. If not, you may be dismayed to discover after your wedding day that the little ones you have been looking forward to are not part of your new spouse's ideal picture at all. 4. Be clear on the family background when it comes down to crucial pre-marriage relationship tips for women. It is good to get to know as much as you can about your future spouse's family background while you are still dating. Tips before marriage include observing what kind of relationship they have with their parents, siblings, and extended family. Below are some of the questions you can consider. Do they admire their father and seek to follow in his footsteps, or maybe try to be a better person than their father was? How do they relate to their mother? Do they treat her with respect and love, both in her presence and when speaking about her in her absence? Is there any kind of abuse or addiction in the family? If so, it might be advisable to seek some counseling such as premarital counseling before entering into a marriage relationship, as the effects of childhood abuse and trauma can be far-reaching unless thoroughly dealt with. By paying heed to key pre-marriage tips for women, you can mentally prepare for marriage with your partner and get your hands on the recipe for a successful union with your spouse. With the help of an expert who will give you pre-marriage counseling tips, you can reap rich dividends in avoiding and handling marital problems and enjoying relationship happiness. 5. Make sure you have the same values and ideals. What are some more pre-marriage relationship tips for women that can ensure marriage success? When you decide to get married and share the rest of your life with someone, it really helps a lot if you have the same values and ideals. When looking for tips for a girl before marriage, this one features prominently. Take time to talk about everything that is important to you and everything you are hoping and dreaming about. The more important things you can talk about in your pre-marriage relationship, the fewer unpleasant surprises you may experience after the wedding day. If you have made certain that you are on the same page when it comes to values and ideals, then you will have the peace of mind to know that no matter how much you argue, it will never be about anything serious. 6. Be patient and forgiving. Looking for the best tips for pre-marriage counseling? Be forgiving and willing to compromise. Of course, every marriage is bound to have its ups and downs, and sooner or later you may find your beloved partner is getting on your nerves. This is where you need to develop your patience quotient to the max. Don't snap their head off and expect them to bounce back unscathed. Rather choose to give a gentle answer and talk things through calmly. Learn how to forgive and ask forgiveness sooner rather than later. That means dealing openly and transparently with stuff that happens and then learning from it and letting it go. Use past mistakes to help you do better next time, and don't bring up the old messes again. This video talks about the priceless benefits of being patient. Watch now. 7. Be their best fan, but have your own goals too. Every man wants his woman to be his best fan, but she must also be her own person too. One of the tips before getting married: don't let your personality and your needs become so absorbed into their life that you lose your unique sparkle. Be supportive of your partner and they shall do the same for you. Whether it's starting a new career or pursuing a lifelong dream, marriage is all about being there for each other and helping each other to reach your mutual and individual goals. If you both keep growing in your personal lives, your marriage relationship will also grow and blossom. 8. Discuss roles and responsibilities. A must among the pre-marriage relationship tips for women: be clear on who does what. Have open conversations about household chores, financial responsibilities, and career aspirations. Define clear roles and expectations to ensure a balanced and harmonious partnership. 9. Build a support network. Cultivate a support network of friends and family who can provide guidance and encouragement. Surround yourself with positive influences who support your relationship and offer advice when needed. 10. Develop conflict resolution skills and a system. Learn healthy and constructive ways to manage conflicts. Practice active listening, empathy, and compromise. Seek win-win solutions and avoid toxic communication patterns. Is it okay to have a relationship before marriage? Yes. It is perfectly okay to have a relationship before marriage. Dating and building a connection with someone allows you to explore compatibility, shared values, and emotional intimacy. It can be a valuable step in getting to know your partner before committing to a lifelong partnership to get the best out of your marital bliss. It's easy to get caught up with the nitty-gritty details of organizing the wedding day, but put all that aside for a while and take a few moments to reflect on these useful pre-marriage tips for women, which can go a long way in strengthening your married life and future. The tips discussed above serve as guidance, and it's essential to tailor them to your unique circumstances and needs as a couple. Preparing for marriage involves mutual effort, understanding, and a commitment to nurturing a healthy and fulfilling partnership.